So you ever notice that some people like publish books and they sell really well, maybe the first month, the first week of their launch, and after that, a month goes by, a few months, even a year, you never ever see anything about their book ever again. You forget like their book even exists. It's like it dropped off the face of the planet. And then you have some people who don't just sell their books during launch week, during launch month, but their books are literally selling months after they release it, years and years after it's published. They're still getting recognition from their books, still getting opportunities, right? So today I want to break down why those books perform a little better, and maybe the reasoning why your book isn't selling, or what's the cause of not having books sell consistently year after year, and maybe just getting a few sales here and there during the first month of your launch. Let's talk about it, because I'm an author coach and a publishing consultant, and I have books that I've published over 5 years ago, and it's still selling. It's still generating me thousands, four figures, a month, right? And the biggest thing I would say is about how your book is initially positioned, right? So for me, I understand that it's not just a book. I understand that this book is a resource. It can transform, it can change lives, right? And understanding, like, yes, the value, the gems inside of this book are important, the tips and the information I give, but also my story has a big part to do with it as well. My experiences and what people know about me, right? So when you take your time, a lot of time when authors put books out, they don't really take the time in advance to build their platform, to build their brand, to have a messaging around what they're all about, so people know, like, oh, okay, Shanine's book is always going to be like this. It's going to be empowering, because she's always empowering people to either share their stories, to be better in business and whatnot, right? So you kind of have people that genuinely know what is this brand all about. So when they put these books out, they're excited and they know, like, yes, this is what I'm going to get. So a lot of time where authors mess up is they don't build a brand before launching, right? So they get that initial hype and the excitement during the launch month, and they're like, ooh, everybody buy, everybody buy. Hey, share it with this person. But they have not built a brand so that they have an audience ready to buy. So the biggest thing I teach is, before you even hit that publish button, you should be building your brand. You should be getting people excited, right? You want to build a buzz, you want to build a hype behind your book, right? And this is before, but it's still possible to sell year after year, even if you don't launch like in that way, right? But there's some things you may need to do to backtrack, right? So understanding like the value is the biggest thing. And here's the thing in business, because when you have a book, when you publish a book, you have an author business. So in business, it's not that a lot of us don't have great products, right? Because your books could be amazing. Your book could be the bomb.com. But if you don't know how to clearly, let's say this, if you don't know how to clearly articulate the value that's inside of your book, and if you don't know, get this, who's it for? Because let me tell you something, newsflash, baby, your book is not for everybody. Everyone doesn't need to copy your book. Everyone's not going to be transformed by the words inside your book. So being crystal clear on your messaging, right? Being able to clearly articulate, like, who is this for? Who's going to benefit the most from it? Because when you're trying to like say, yeah, everyone can buy it, just buy it, just get a copy, get it for your little cousin, get it for your friend, get it for your coworker, and it's just like you have no clear idea on who your book's audience is. That's what prevent a lot of books from selling past their launch month, past their launch week. Listen, I've worked with personally with hundreds of professionals and experts, and I'm in groups with over 500,000 authors, and I see a lot of the complaints that they make. My book's not selling, my book, all these things. And it's because they're not clear on who needs their book. And then you could be clear, right? Because this is what happens when I coach authors, right? I have people that pay me for my expertise, and I help them, and I literally show them how to consistently sell their books over and over. The biggest thing is sometimes you might know the value yourself as the author. You might know the value. You might know, like, okay, this person needs my book for this reason, but people can't read minds. So you have to be able to know how to share that information with those who are looking to purchase your book, with those who might be interested and might say, this might be for me. So speak directly to them, speak to their needs, speak to their concerns, speak to like the transformation that your book truly provides. And when you do that, and when you are strategic and you are consistently, so however that looks, that might look different for every author and every person. When you are consistently getting your book in front of the people who need it, that's how you consistently get sales. So there's different routes to take. I specifically help authors do this without having to run paid ads, but ads is a way, right? But you can also have consistent marketing campaigns online and offline, right? So that's things that you can do as well. But those things that I just mentioned before, it's understanding who needs your book, making sure you're building your platform, building your brand so that it's long lasting. Those are keys as well. I literally just went live with a client earlier today, and we were talking about how I helped her publish in 2021, and now it's 2025 and her book is still selling. Literally almost 4 years later, her book is still selling. She's still speaking. She's still getting invited. She got invited by her city. Like, they wanted her to come speak. They wanted her to teach workshops and whatnot, all because she was an author that positioned her book correctly, right? She positioned herself as not just like, yeah, this is just a quick book, I'm just trying to publish it, become an author. So when you move differently, people receive you differently. So if you want your book to sell 10 years from now, 15 years from now, position it as a long-term resource and show the value that's inside of it, and make sure you're getting in front of the right people, right? So there's things that you need to be doing online and offline to move strategically. And that is so important, because it's not that your book is bad. I want to encourage you right now with that, right? So I'm known as your favorite author coach. I keep it real, but I also like to encourage and empower you guys, because it's not that your book is bad. It's not that your experiences don't matter. It's not that your story isn't good. The fact that you need to know how to position it in a way where you are consistently getting in front of the people that need it, and you have a strategy and a game plan. So you know, like every month or every week, what are some things that I need to be doing? Whether you need to hire a team to build this business, whatever you need to do, you have a clear plan and a roadmap, and you're not just winging it. You're not just saying, hey, let me just post my book cover over and over, because that's the biggest mistake I see happening over and over. And you're not just saying, let me just randomly beg people, hop in their inbox. That is not strategic, and that is not what I teach. You can do that and you might get some sales randomly here and there, but if you want to consistently sell your book month after month, year after year, then those are some of the things you need to be doing. Making sure you have a game plan and a strategic roadmap on how you're going to continue to generate revenue. So let's talk about this as well. Let's get into it, because revenue from your books is not just one-on-one book sales. It's also bulk sales. It's also strategic partnerships. It's also speaking engagements. It's also connecting with organizations who see the value inside of your book. So when you go up to people, whether it's a person or organization, you don't just say, yeah, buy my book because it's amazing. You're not pitching the book. You're pitching the value that's inside of it. So when you do that, and when you understand that, people can gravitate to that and they can understand, and your books will continue to sell year after year, especially if it's good. So I'm not teaching you how to sell these books that you just whipped up real quick and it doesn't make any sense. No, I'm talking about selling books that have actual value inside of it and that are good, right? So I hope this was helpful. I just wanted to give you some tips and some encouragement, right? And if you are not subscribed, if you're not following me online, I'm everywhere online, the same name, Reaching While Teaching, right? So I want you to share as well, like, what is the value that your book provides? If you're working on a book, if you're in the process of writing a book, if you have published a book, whether it's a year from now, 2 years from now, trust me, you can still position it for it to sell year after year. I've helped clients relaunch books and generate over 5 figures in sales. So over 10,000, 20,000 during their launch, during the first 90 days, 6 months. I have a client right now who is going on tour, doing book tours all over. He just left California, right? So understanding that people are still buying books. Your message is still needed. You got this, and know I'm here, your favorite author coach, Shanine, to guide you through the process. Let's make this impact, and let's generate this income with these books.